Hi everyone, Coach Eli here, and welcome to my channel. There's going to be no fancy intro once again today in this video because this is once again another very serious topic I need to discuss here with people that I've been following in my channel. Now, I know there are some people that are new to my channel, or if you're here for the very first time, you're not going to understand what's going on. If you would like to find out more regarding what is going on, you can go back to my previous video a few days ago, which was originally done as a live stream. The live stream replay is still up, and that will share a lot more regarding what's been going on with myself and my channel. And for those of you that are here for my regular content, that will be coming back either tomorrow or within the next few days. But let me just do a little quick recap here for those of you that are new, and for those of you that may have missed the last stream, or even for those of you that were on the last stream or watched the replay. Basically, I have been attacked in a very malicious way by a silent business owner that has come out here on YouTube a few times. He really hasn't been on that many live streams. He's been on a few live streams with some other people in the past that he sponsors. Basically, there's a gentleman. I'm going to just mention his first name, not his last name, because I don't want to create any privacy issues here. I'm going to be rather vague in this video, so if you want more information, go back to the previous video. But this gentleman by the name of Brian runs a caregiving support service type of business. He has a website, and he also comes out here on YouTube and sponsors many channels to create videos on his behalf. And I recently found out, as I mentioned in my previous video, which is a live stream replay of a live stream I did a few days ago, I mentioned that it was discovered with proof that will be coming out soon that Brian, the owner of this caregiving support service business and website, has been paying creators with the specific requirement of attacking me at least once per week. And this gentleman has been paying these creators about $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month to do that. Again, with the stipulation of attacking me at least once per week, or the sponsorship will be removed. So that's the short end of the story there. Now, how long has this been going on for? About a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer, but at least about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years. And the way I found out about this was there's a creator that I've asked many, many times out there, many times, to remove defamatory videos of me. And he has said he cannot take these videos down because if he takes these videos down, he will lose his sponsorship. So you put two and two together, and what do you come up with? You come up with that, hey, his sponsor is requiring him to attack me as a major stipulation of his sponsorship contract. Now, there have been many creators out there that have been sponsored in the past or are still currently sponsored by this gentleman named Brian, who owns this caregiving support service type of business. Each one of those creators has come at me. In many cases, all these creators have ganged up on me and come at me with several derogatory, defamatory videos. They've taken my videos and chop them up and put them out there way out of context, so that way they could go out there to other people and scare other people away from my channel. And they've successfully done that because of these videos they've created that have been sponsored by this caregiving support service owner. Now, this gentleman Brian is supposed to be running a business that primarily caters to the senior market, one of the most strictly regulated things out there that are regulated. The senior citizen market is the most strictly regulated industry, which is what I'm trying to say out there. Because, as seniors get old, they're not able to comprehend things as easily. They're more vulnerable and they're more easy to take advantage of. So there are stricter laws regarding doing business with seniors. This is where this hits home with me the most, because this gentleman is supposed to be helping the caregiver industry that was primarily created to take care of seniors. And he's supposed to be extremely professional because of the extreme nature of professionalism required in this industry. But instead, what he does is he comes out here on YouTube, sponsors other creators with large amounts of money to attack people like myself. Number one, for his entertainment purposes, and number two, because he gets tax write-offs doing this. Another thing I mentioned in my previous stream, which you should go watch, is this gentleman, Brian, recently inherited a lot of money. He inherited a lot of money. If I had to assume how much he inherited, probably 10, 15, maybe $20 million. When you have that much money, you are placed in a much higher tax bracket. And when you're running a business, you can take some of that money, throw it into a business, and then you can use that business and create, business write-offs, also known as tax deductions, to not pay as many taxes. The more business write-offs you have, the greater the tax deduction you will get and the less taxes you will pay. But because this business that Brian is running, the caregiving business, it's not making the money. I can tell you honestly, folks, if you go to my previous video, you will find out the website of this gentleman, and you will go there and see that basically his entire business is giving away free information regarding caregiving services. And he also has an affiliate store. I think he used to use Amazon affiliates, but now he uses eBay. So he's not making a whole lot of money. So if he's not making a whole lot of money, then how in the world, can he afford to sponsor these creators at such a large level? And why is he doing it? Like I just said a second ago, he's doing it because he inherited a lot of money, and he's using this business to funnel that money through, and then paying these creators, large donations, which he can write off as a business expense, which have nothing to do with his business. He's a caregiving business sponsoring businesses that are attacking other YouTubers. What part of that makes any sense? You tell me. And these creators are not the right place for any caregiver or any caregiving type of service or business to advertise on. In essence, you're advertising a highly regulated industry, a very, very professional industry, through some of the most unprofessional YouTubers I've ever come across. So none of this makes sense. So in my opinion, these donations are not really, a business expense. They're being given to these creators and written off as a business expense because this owner of the caregiver business is having these creators, within each of their videos they create for him, put a short video sponsorship of his video in each video. So in every video, it'll say, this video is sponsored by blah, blah, blah. They'll show his logo, and then boom, they'll get right into the video. So in essence, this caregiving business owner is basically saying, I'm sponsoring this content because I like this content and it coincides with my business. Again, Brian, let me ask you this, okay? What part of attacking other YouTubers has to do with caregiving and promoting your caregiving services. When I found out what this Brian guy was doing to harm my business through these creators and how much money these creators have made to make this sponsored content for Brian, and then these creators are using my content to do it. When I found out how much they were making, it flipped my marbles, because while they were making this money, and while they've been making this money through Brian's sponsorship, they're being paid to destroy my brand, defame my character, and it's killed my entire audience. I'm like the nicest guy in the world. I love people, and I have nobody coming to my live streams or my pre-recorded videos because of this. It's one of the most preposterous things I've ever seen. I have never, ever, ever, ever seen anything like this since I started working at age 15 and a half. I'm 46 now. I've been an entrepreneur for over 13 years. I've run and attended many business networking events in person. I have never come across any other business owner that has done something to another business owner in the ways that Brian, who owns this caregiver support service business, has done. Brian, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. You know what you've done to me. You know how much money you've cost me. You know how much you've harmed my business. Now, as you notice, the title of this video is I've contacted the FTC and BBB. Let me tell you what I did today. Today, I filed 2 complaints on Brian's caregiver support service business. The first complaint I filed with the Better Business Bureau in his area, because the Better Business Bureau has local branches in every area. So I filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau in his area. Number 2, I filed a complaint with the FTC, also known as the Federal Trade Commission, the same government organization that was handling the COPPA, the Child Online Protection Privacy Act situation that was happening here on YouTube late last year through early this year in 2020. So I filed those 2 complaints, and I want to make everyone aware. I'm being as transparent as possible. I'm making you aware of what I'm doing, Brian, and I'm making all of the people you're sponsoring aware of what's coming up in the future. And if you don't believe me, when these complaints get processed, it may take a few days, you can go to the FTC website, and you can go to the Better Business Bureau website in Brian's area. You can all figure out how to find out that information. What's going to happen is an investigation is going to be done. They're going to ask me for more information, and every single person that has a video created out here on YouTube that's been sponsored by Brian's caregiver support service company is going to be under investigation for my allegations and my claims. And that's as far as I'm going to discuss regarding that. Now, in addition, Brian, I'm going to be as transparent with you as possible here, because here's the thing, Brian. I've tried to reach out to you through email. I tried to message you on Facebook. I can't reach you anyway. And I found out earlier today, and it's probably been this way for a while, because I've never done anything wrong to you, Brian. But Brian, you've blocked me on Facebook, and you've also blocked me on LinkedIn. I don't have you blocked anywhere. I went and double checked to make sure. I didn't block you in the past, but I've never blocked you. So Brian, you blocked me on Facebook and you blocked me on LinkedIn. Why would you block me, regarding all aspects of any way I can reach you, Brian? Is it because you don't want me to be able to reach out to you, or you didn't want me to be able to reach out to you when I finally figured out what you've been doing to me illegally? So because I'm not able to reach out to Brian to settle this like grown adults, I've tried to do it the right way from one business owner to the other. Tomorrow, I'm going to be contacting one of my private investigators, and I'm going to legally be running a very, very extensive and thorough background check, an asset check on Brian, because I'm going to need this information for my legal case. Like I mentioned on my stream a few days ago, if you go back and watch the live stream replay, if you go back and watch the live stream replay like I've been talking about throughout the show, you'll hear more about that. But I'm filing a lawsuit on this company. And if you want to find out more regarding, what that lawsuit's going to be about, you can go back and watch the replay of that stream. It was about an hour and a half long or so, and definitely well worth the watch. After I get that information legally, because you've harmed me, Brian, you've harmed my brand, You've assisted and aided people and forced people to do things to me that have taken money out of my pocket. You have harmed my right to free enterprise. And if you feel you haven't, Brian, then why have you blocked me everywhere? And why won't you return my emails? And how come I can't reach out to you, Brian? So, Brian, if you're going to go run and hide, I'm going to find you legally, and I'm going to come after you with the fullest extent of the law. And everyone else that you're supporting and sponsoring to do this to me. Again, I'm making it very clear. The FTC and the BBB are going to be investigating this in the meantime while I prepare my legal case. Now, I'm not paying too much attention to all the drama and all the other people out there that are coming out there and saying, ooh, Eli is slandering Brian, and Eli is going to get countersued by Brian. Brian, if you want to sue me, Brian, why don't you go ahead and sue me? And go ahead and countersue me when I sue you. I don't have a problem with that because I have so much evidence to provide the court of law, Brian. And when I show the FTC and BBB the videos you are sponsoring while you label yourself a caregiver support service type of business, they're going to be like, what, is this guy crazy? He's sponsoring the most derogatory, defamatory videos that have nothing to do with caregiving. They're not even positive videos, yet he's paying thousands of dollars to sponsor these videos. Let's look into this business and see where this guy is funneling his money. There's something funny going on here, Brian. You're playing the tax game. You're either trying to hide money or you are looking for tax write-offs to pay less taxes. All of that is going to be investigated. I have reported that to the FTC, the BBB, and when we go to court, all of those records will be subpoenaed. If I can't get them through my private investigator, I'm going to find out everything because I am tired of your game, Brian. This is sickening, Brian. You are a professional business owner, or you should be one. And I believe you are a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces. You're a veteran, man. Why would you ever do this to another human being, Brian? Are you happy to be doing this? Does this get your rocks off, or what are you getting out of this, dude? Entertainment and tax write-offs? Is that what it is? Is it going to be worth it for you not only to lose millions of dollars after I sue you, but not only that, Brian, is it going to be worth it when I press criminal charges for what you've done? Your coercion to help other creators extort money from me while paying them to do it? And see, Brian, I watched the replay of the other creators' live stream that you were in the chat. Okay? And you were saying, just go away, Eli, just go away. I went back and watched the replay. I saw you in there just go, I'm not going away, Brian. You think I'm going to walk away easily just because you have a ton of money? See, Brian, I may not have the money you have, at least not yet, because I will be giving an estate just like you did. The difference is I'm going to handle my family's estate in the same ways my mother's handling it now, and in the same ways my father handled it when he started it decades ago. I would not be spending this money foolishly. in the way that you're doing it and doing unethical, more than likely illegal things. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So again, tomorrow, I'm contacting one of my private investigators that does extensive, detailed, legal background checks for these situations. I'm not using this information for malice intent. I'm not going to dox you, Brian. I'm not going to put that information out publicly. And I don't even want to do this video to talk about this, Brian, but I can't reach you. You are purposefully avoiding me because you know you're guilty. And every person that is sponsored by you, that loves the amount of money they're getting from you, is trying to stay quiet as well. And they know they're guilty and you're guilty. All of you are guilty. And again, I'm going to mention this one more time. I don't care how many of you out there say, oh, you know, Brian, you need to sue Eli for slander, right? Slander, really? Okay, Brian, sue me for slander, okay? If anyone out there feels I've slandered them, then come and sue me for slander. And then let's see, when we go to court, how much information I bring to court while I'm defending myself to prove it's the other way around. You see, I invite any one of you out there, including you, Brian, to sue me for slander, because I've never slandered one person at all. All I've done is stand up for myself and defend myself against one of the most horrendous groups of people I've met that had ganged up to attack me, gang mob style, and destroy my character and defame my brand. Now, did I say some things on some live streams that I wish I could take back? Sure, but you guys did the same thing, but no one is going out there and defaming you and doing the same things to you that you're doing to me, so why are you doing it? Are you all doing this because this is the only way you can make money and you're dependent on Brian to be your sugar daddy to make this money? What is it, guys? What is it? You tell me. And by the way, Brian, one of your top creators that you sponsor not only just bought a brand new car, they bought a brand new house. You know what? Congratulations, sir, that you bought your brand new house and your brand new car. Now, I am assuming that you mortgaged your house with a pretty good interest rate because you have good credit. That's fine. Not a big deal. Maybe you put down part of it cash. There's no way in hell you bought a house cash and a car cash and have money left over. You would not put yourself in the position of having no cash in the bank for a rainy day by paying cash for everything. So you've financed your car and you've mortgaged your house, right? Do you understand, sir, what I mentioned in the previous video that, and I'll respond to you too, because I went back and watched your replay of restreaming me and doing commentary, right? And when I said, you know, the money that Brian's paying you makes up about 75 or 80% of your entire income. And then you said I can either confirm or deny that. Of course not. Of course you can't confirm or deny that because it's the truth. The bottom line is you're dependent on your livelihood on Brian sponsoring you. And the bottom line is when I legally stop all of this, because trust me, it's going to stop. How are you going to pay your mortgage? How are you going to pay your car payment? You're going to have to actually start working, right? Or you might actually end up back in your mother's place again after you default on your payment and they foreclose on your house and they repossess your car because you can't afford your payments. Or if you pay everything off, you're gonna have no money left over to pay for your gas bill, your electricity bill, food, and many other things that are required. Insurance for your car, gas for your car, other expenses for homeowners. Where's that money going to come from if you lose Brian? Are you dependent on Brian for your livelihood? Because if you are, it's pretty pathetic, especially with the ways the stipulation is of your contract. Which again, I have proof that you said that. And that proof will be released in the near future. Trust me. Trust me on that. I'm going to say one more thing. Everyone knows that's been a part of this community for a while. If you're new here, you're not going to know I'm talking about this. It's a 35-year-old spoiled entitled millennial that made all of this money to buy this car and this house at my expense because he was forced to attack me and harass me as a stipulation of his sponsoring. He's getting paid at least $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month, if not more, for other special projects. And he thinks that he earned all of this on his own. No, dude, you stole it from me. And if you feel good that you stole all that from me, I'm not jealous, dude. It doesn't matter, because let me tell you something. Karma has no deadline. I've always said that. Karma has no deadline. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And when you play the system always comes back to bite you in the ass. Seriously. It does. But dig deep within. Everyone knows how you made that money, whether they admit it or not. Everyone knows that if it wasn't for Brian and the attacks on me and stealing my audience and doing this whole thing that Brian paid you all to do, including you, you wouldn't have what you have. And if you feel good and that you earned all your money in a good way because of all that, then dude, you're like the devil, man. You're a snake, like everyone says. You are a snake. You have no morals, values, and ethics, man, millennial. You have no morals, values, or ethics at all. It's pretty sad. And maybe you don't care about morals, values, and ethics. I'll tell you something, millennial, then I'm going to wrap up with you, Brian. I'll tell you something. I know everything that you've done. Let me tell you something, millennial. Be careful. Be careful of every single action that you take from this point forward. Every single action that you take from this point forward is going to be used against you legally. And let me tell you something. If I don't see it, others will. You have no idea what I mean by that or what's going on. So I'm tired of this. Tired of it. Not making any threats. Everything is a promise. And I'm very dialed into all of this, trust me. Now, Brian, I'm going to wrap up with you here because we are at 27 minutes in this video, and I want to wrap it up here in a second. Brian, do you feel good about yourself doing this? You're a 47-year-old grown-ass man. You're about a year or a little less than a year older than me. You've got a big inheritance. That's great. Congratulations, man. Why don't you do something good with it? And if you're trying to use your caregiving business for something good, then why don't you use it for something good instead of laundering money through it? Because that's what you're doing. You're laundering money through it or somewhere else. There's no one in their right mind that has the money you have and has such a prestigious type of business as you have that would do what you do unless there's something funny going on. And I don't understand that, man. You are a business professional, man, or you should be. You are a military veteran, man. You're a U.S. military veteran, man. See, Brian, you guys have come at me. I've done nothing wrong. See, Brian, the next thing that's going to happen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, is that I'm going to be reaching out to any of your business contacts in your area. And I'm going to be making them aware of your business practices. And I'm going to be showing them examples by sending them links to the Millennials channel regarding every single video that you've sponsored. And I'm going to send them to other channels as well. So let me ask you this, Brian. How do you think your reputation is going to be when people find out the truth about what you're doing? And see, this is not slander, folks. Slander is something that is not true. This is what this guy is doing, and I have proof. So how in the world could it be slander when all the evidence is on all the channels he sponsors? Brian, I'm going to give you one last chance. to reach out to me and have a conversation with me, I will have a lawyer on that call. I'd advise you to have one too. I'm going to give you one chance to reach out to me. Go below in the description, Coach Eli at coacheli.com. I know you're not going to reach out to me. That's fine, Brian. And you don't think I'm going to do anything, but go in a few days to the FTC website and the Better Business Bureau in your area, and you'll see the complaints I've already filed. And then I'd be happy to email you if I can get a working email of the information I find out from my private investigator tomorrow. And the next thing is going to be a settlement offer. And if you don't take it, Brian, we're going to court for $5 million. And I may not get the whole thing, but I might get 2 or 3 mil. I'll get something because I have plenty of evidence on you. It's a shady operation, man. It's a shady operation. And a lot of people have called you out on it, but they've done nothing about it because it has not affected them in the ways it affected me. I'm an actual business. I just want to run my channel. I just want my right to free enterprise. You stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine. Last chance, Brian. Trying to be a good business owner here. From one business owner to the next. You want to settle this before it has to go any further? Go put in the description. Send me an email to Coach Eli at coach.elias.com and send me a number where I can reach you. Let's talk. Have your attorney ready too, because I have mine. Let's see how real of a businessman you are. Are you going to return your calls? Or are you gonna answer your serious request? Let's see, Brian. That's all, folks. I'll be back tomorrow with either a pre-recorded video or a live stream. I haven't decided yet. I may start doing a bunch more pre-recorded videos until this whole thing blows over. There are many reasons for that. I'm sure the people on the side against me know why. With that being said, folks, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.